Good afternoon, Pep. I'll talk about your team in a moment, but if I may, could I ask you about Gerard Piqué, who is obviously preparing to retire, playing his last games for Barcelona. What are your memories specifically of working with him, and perhaps in particular those Champions League victories that you had together?
Well, it was a surprise news. Of course, he was here in England, very young age, and not were alone in Zaragoza, and after making an incredible career in Barcelona. So I wish him personally, for my effect to him, all the best for him and his family. And I know his mom and dad, an incredible human being, huge personality, a player for the big games, never miss ones or behave for performance not in the high level in the top teams. That is what all the big clubs need, this type of players. Won everything with Barcelona, Spanish national team, and the time arrived for everyone, and of course the future will be bright because he's a smart guy. And it was an honor for me personally to be his manager, and we spent incredible 4 years together.
Yesterday, the club put out some footage of training, and we saw Erling Haaland was taking part. From what you saw, how fit was he in that session?
He is much better. We will decide today. It's a good start to training, and now we have a training this afternoon, and we will see.
What do you have to consider when deciding whether to include him this weekend? He looked fairly sharp in the footage, but what do you have to consider as his manager?
Himself, his opinion, the doctor's opinion. If it's good 90 minutes or just less minutes, we'll see after training.
And just finally, if he's not fit to start this weekend, I mean, Julian Alvarez would be the obvious replacement, but he will have potentially started 3 games in 1 week. Can he cope with that workload?
He's so young. He's so young. At that age, you can play every day.
Hi, Pep. What about the rest of the squad, fitness-wise? Akanji, Walker, Phillips?
Manu's okay, and Kalvin and Kyle are still not fit.
Anyone else have an issue?
No.
How surprised are you that Fulham are in 7th coming into this weekend?
No surprise at all.
Why?
We have to see what the Championship have done, with good in the transfer window has done with the players. The manager is just exceptional. Marcos, last season in the FA Cup, I know exactly how we suffer. They have a good process from behind, and of course when he's under pressure they can use the long balls with Mitrovic, that the 10 long balls win 9, or even the second ball is for them. So yeah, top, good team. It's not surprise. So start really well, drawing against Liverpool at home, and continue that way.
Pep, can I ask you about Phil Foden? He obviously played the other night, but he was on the bench for a couple of Premier League games, and I just wondered why, because there seemed to be a point earlier in the season when he was absolutely one of the key men.
Yes, and Riyad had been in the bench as well, and Jack Grealish in the bench, and Bernardo Silva had been in the bench, and Gundogan had been in the bench, and Kevin De Bruyne had been in the bench. Everyone, yeah. If you say particularly, it's not absolute issue. So I have many players, and I have to use them, and I demand the best of them. I wanted the best of them, and this is going to happen in the future. Always have been like that. It's not player like you play because you play. So in Dortmund, for example, like we played to qualify first, how important it is. Kevin De Bruyne didn't play 1 minute. So it happened.
You said a couple of weeks ago that if anyone was saving themselves for the World Cup, then you would smell that and they would be out of the team. But now we're here, like a week before the World Cup. What are your thoughts on how the World Cup is impacting the season? Because we've seen players get injured.
Yeah.
I realise it's not your concern, but it's there.
Yeah, right. I want to be honest with you. Seeing, like I see our players behave in every single game, how they run, how they compete, duels and everything, I'm not concerned at all about what is going to happen these last 6 days or 7 days together. So next Saturday we'll start the World Cup preparation and the holidays for the rest of the people. And what I saw so far, everyone is commitment, what you have to do.
Hi Pep, just listening to when you were talking about Gerard Piqué there and the words you used to describe him, big personality, a man for the big games, his work rate. Does anyone in the current squad here compare to him? Is anyone close to how you describe Piqué?
It's not about the compare, because always when you compare these kind of things, always someone is damaged. It's been damaged. So it's like you ask me which is the best fullback you have had as a manager. So it will be unfair because all of them have everyone is everyone. So all I'm saying that Gerard is a guy like he's a happy man in his life. He doesn't care anything, and he's setting the video perfectly. So I don't want to be a football player. I want to be a Barcelona player, and it was his dream. The dream came true, and did it because it has been 13, 14, 50 years. I don't know how many years I've been already in Barcelona, but being there all the time, and especially in the tough moments, was there, and especially in the big important games, finals of the Champions League, finals of the World Cups, and derbies against Madrid, Atletico, Sevilla, Espanyol, or whatever. Always was there. Of course, in a career with 12, 30 years, you have up and downs, periods that you are better than the other one. Always, in every player is like that. But we know in the locker room how his personality, especially that in the big games, always was the best.
A random thought as well. Has having Erling Haaland in your team now actually helped your defenders, for example, coming up against someone of similar stature in terms of physique in Alexander Mitrovic on Saturday? Does having Erling in training to practice perhaps moves that Fulham will do from an attacking perspective?
No, we don't have time. We played 2 days ago. So recovery yesterday, today we cannot do anything because we will be still tired in some points. But some players, of course, didn't play. It's going to play tomorrow. But no, we didn't practice. The players know, they have clips, they face in the past a little bit, some of them. And they know when they put long balls to Mitrovic, you have to understand that it's a big guarantee we are going to lose. We are going to lose that ball. So prepare for the second one, defends the far post really well, because he's a danger player. So how many goals he scored in the Championship last season? People say, no, it's Championship, you see in Premier League. Look Premier League. So scoring the goals, because he's natural, and he's if he's a competitor, he put to the defenders to the limits, and he's a clinical. So the box is really good.